Hi, and welcome to the second class on who wants to be a TV presenter. All right, I promised you in the previous episode that I'm going to be taking you through the must-haves. The must-haves refer to the very important skill that a presenter must have to be the best in front of the TV screen. Let's talk about just about 6 of them today. And then after this class, in the next class, we're going to be talking about the rest of them. There are quite a lot of them anyway. All right, the first one is communication, and then the second one is presentation skills. The third one is creativity, and then the fourth one is teamwork. There's also going to be leadership. You need to know how to lead your team effectively. And then the last one for this episode is research. You need to know how to research your topics, research your guests effectively. All right, about communication. Communication involves listening and then, speaking. Communication is a two-way thing. You need to know how to listen. You need to know how to speak, to put your thoughts together and communicate it effectively the way it will be easily understood. If you speak a lot of English, a lot of grammar, and people don't follow, trust me, you have not communicated. Communication is not just about getting your ideas across to the other person. It is also about actively listening to other people's thoughts and taking them on board. People are more likely to listen to you if you show them the same courtesy of listening to them. So you don't want to get lost or get your listener lost in the course of you trying to communicate to them. So your communication has to be, simple and straight to the point. And then you have to be able to tailor your information to suit the audience, as well as being able to decide what information is important and how to present it. A good communicator is able to tailor that information to suit their audience. You wouldn't use the same language in an informal setting to communicate with, the same language you use in informal setting with your close colleagues. You cannot use that kind of language or collocation and register to communicate to the people you are speaking with on screen, because you have a large audience. You have a large audience listening to you, watching you. So you don't want to, sound unserious, sound like you are taking it for granted. And how you speak on screen determines who stays back to watch you while you present. So you have to be careful and be deliberate about your choice of words and your, registers as you communicate on screen. Now, there's also presentation skill, which is the second one. Now, presentation skill, to be able to communicate effectively, you need to be able to present your information clearly. You need to be able to present your information clearly, engaging and connecting with an audience to get your message across. So, knowing the information is one thing, and then knowing how to communicate it, how to present it, is an entirely different thing altogether. So you need to know and be deliberate about how you present your information or whatever it is to the audience that are listening to you. Let's move over to the next one. The next one is creativity, right? With creativity, we stop relying on what's always been and open our eyes to what might be. And that quote is from Matt Adams. With creativity, you are looking at what everyone else is looking at and seeing it differently. With creativity, you turn what would have been a mistake into part of the show, and then you have a smooth run. With creativity, you have to be spontaneous and be able to relate with everything that happens around the environment. Think fast, think smart, and then factor that into your show just so you have a smooth run at the end of the day. A seamless run. You have to be creative. You have to feed your mind with a lot of information, a lot of knowledge that will help fan, that flame of your creativity. The next one is teamwork. Now, presenting on TV, when you see a presenter on TV, you think she's the only one there. She's not the only one there. For that show to have been smooth and interesting as it is, and pleasing to you to watch, there are lots of people involved. There are lots of people involved behind the scene. You have the technical director, you have the producer, you have the writer, you have the production assistants, you have the floor manager, you have a whole lot of people. You even have like multiple cameramen behind the cameras that are taking the pictures, taking the images that you're watching. And then you have someone in charge of the lights that is making the picture come out clean. You have someone also in charge of the sound so that you can hear the presenter as they talk to you. You have no issues with sound. You are not increasing your volume, the volume of your TV set, or reducing it at any point in time. Somebody is taking care of that sound. Now, in that, all of these people, you find them most of the time in what we call PCR. PCR means production control room. Now, you find all of these persons in the PCR, and that is where they control the show to make you, the presenter, look good on screen. If you want to succeed as a presenter, you need to know how to lead this team, know how to carry them along with everything you want to present. By the time you're done preparing your script, you need to make every one of them understand where you are going with the show, what the show seeks to achieve, the guests that you have, what you want to do on the show, what you want to discuss, the pictures you want to throw in between the discussions, all of the actions that are needed to be taken, that you want to take in the course of the discussion. If there's going to be any movement in the course of that discussion or in the course of that presentation, you need to let your technical director know. You need to let your stage manager know. You need to let your set design person know. You need to let your sound man, your cameraman, you need to let them know so that they can make whatever thing you want to do come out well. They are in the position to advise you effectively. If you don't do that, you are not going to make a good show. The next one is leadership. You need to know how to lead a team. So leadership is based on inspiration, not domination. And leadership is also based on cooperation, not intimidation. As a leader, you need to be able to inspire those you are leading. You need to be able to inspire, carry people along. Let them know the direction you're going. Let them know, what you are trying to achieve by your show. You don't dominate people. You don't intimidate them. You make them work with you side by side, and you are going to achieve. Finally, we're going to be talking about research. As a good presenter, you need to know how to research information before you give it out. Note that by being on TV, you are an authority. By being on TV, you are an authority, and the information you have must be confirmed authentic. People will go out there to argue based on what you said on TV because you are an authority. People, whatever you say, the information you give out there, people will believe it. People will hold it as, a point of argument. People will hold it as an evidence, like a weapon to drive their conversation out there. They're going to quote you. They'll say, according to Mr. A, according to Miss B, she said or he said, because they've heard it from you. Now imagine if you have the wrong information thrown out there and somebody is arguing based on what you said. Imagine you throw out information that you're not sure of, and information that you have not verified, that is not authentic, and you throw it out there to mislead people. So trust me, you cannot do without research. When you hear something happen out there, don't just pick up the rumor from social media and run with it. You need to verify and be sure that the information you have is authentic. And by the time your audience are able to trust you, that every information you give them are authentic, believe me, you're going to have even more and more viewers, more and more audience, more and more followers. All right, that is where we'll be drawing the curtain on today's episode. And on our next class, we'll be looking at the second part of the must-haves. You just hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notification so that you get prompt updates on when the new episode will be dropping. My name is Michael, and this is Lapen Media TV. Thank you for joining me, and see you on the next one.